Hello, my name is Phyllis Smith. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice. You will need a block, a strap, and a blanket. Join me in a seated position on the mat. Adjust yourself so that your sit bones are on the mat evenly. Sit with your back straight and tall, chest forward, hands on our knees. You can close the eyes. Relax the space in between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaw and let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Relax your entire face. Take a few deep breaths. Discover any tension you may be holding in the body. On the exhale, release any tension that you may feel. Think of your mind like a lake or a stream, and your thoughts are the fish. You can let the fish swim on by. If you find yourself getting stuck on a thought, you can just take that fish and release it back into the stream. Start warming up the body by tilting your head to your right shoulder. You can draw lines with your head and scan the neck for any tension. And if you feel tension, you can stay in that spot. Bring the head back to the center. Slowly tip your left ear toward your left shoulder. You may like to place your left hand on your head, just very gently. Any of these poses we do, you can modify to your liking. Bring the head back to the center. We'll do some shoulder rolls. Bring the shoulders up toward your ears, back, and think about pushing the shoulder blades down the back. Doing this slowly and mindfully, raising the shoulders up to meet the ears, pushing them down the back like you're closing a gate. And back to neutral. Your elbows can even get involved. And keep breathing. Meeting back in neutral spine. Inhale, raise both arms straight up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. Drop those arms down. You can look over your right shoulder. Inhale, raise the arms back straight overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Place the right hand on your left knee. Look back over your left shoulder. Come back to the center. Grab your strap for cow-faced pose. Put the strap in your right hand and lay the strap on your back. I'll turn around so you can see the pose. Bring the right arm straight overhead, bend it toward your back, bring your left hand toward your back, and see how close you can get your hands together using the strap. You may be able to touch your hands, you may not be able to. Keeping the back nice and tall and lifting the chest. Uncross the arms, bring the strap to the left shoulder. Raise your left arm up, put it behind your back, and bring your right hand behind and see how close you can get your hands behind your back. You may notice one shoulder is more open than the other. That's normal. Uncross the arms. We'll put the strap off to the side. Still sitting in easy pose, we will uncross your legs. You can have them about hip distance apart or even further. You can adjust your sits bones on the mat. We will lean forward for a wide leg forward fold so you can flex the feet and hinge from your hips, keeping the chest nice and elevated. You can use your arms to support yourself. You may even like to take your block and put it underneath your elbows. Thinking about keeping the spine nice and straight. We're thinking about hinging from the hips. So we might not go very far forward, and that's okay. Rise back up. Sweep your legs to the side. We'll meet in all fours for tabletop. Spread your hands nice and wide in tabletop to give yourself a stable base. Your wrist and your shoulder are in alignment. Your knee and your hips are stacked on top of one another. Inhale, arch your back, look up toward the sky for cat-cow. This is cow pose. Exhale, drop the head and round the spine for cat. Pushing into your hands on the mat. Inhale, arch the back, fill the belly with air for cow. Exhale, round the spine, drop the head for cat. You may like to do some hip rolls or just move the hips side to side. You may like to sink back onto your heels a little bit. Do this pose about 2 more times on your own breath. Inhale for cow. Exhale and cat. Feet back in tabletop at a neutral spine. The next pose is thread the needle. Slide your left hand a little bit over so that it's under your face. Inhale, raise your right arm toward the sky, and you can wave high to the sky. You can look at your hand. Exhale, plant the hand back down on the mat. Inhale, raise the right arm again. Exhale, plant the hand back down. This time we'll thread the needle all the way through. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, sweep it behind the left arm. Gently plant the shoulder on the ground and lay your side of your head on the mat. Your left arm can go straight out in front. Or some people like to put it behind their back and reach for their opposite hip. Plant the left hand back on the mat and use your arms to push yourself back into tabletop. Excuse me. Inhale, raise the left arm up toward the sky. Say hi to the sky. Exhale, plant your hands back down. Inhale, raise the left arm up again. Exhale, plant it back down. Inhale, raise the left arm. Thread it behind the right hand. Lay your left shoulder and left side of your face on the mat. Take a few breaths here. Plant the right arm back onto the mat and use it to push yourself back into tabletop position. Bring the big toes together. Spread the knees about as wide as the mat. Send the hips back toward the heels and bring the forehead down for child's pose. Taking a few moments here to rest. Move back into the tabletop position. Bring the knees back closer together. Look between the thighs. Curl the toes under. Send the hips back for downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Walk the feet forward to meet the hands. We'll hang here in a forward fold. Do ragdoll. Bring your hands together and sway side to side. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Place the hands back onto the mat. Inhale, half lift, keep the back nice and flat and stretch the neck, not crunching anything. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms up straight overhead, move with the chest. Exhale, bring the arms back down to your side, standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. Walk toward the front of the mat, standing in Tadasana pose, grounding our feet into the mat, spreading the toes wide. Step the right foot back. Your right foot is facing the long edge of your mat, and the left foot is facing forward, facing the short edge of the mat. Bring your arms out into a T, bend that front left leg. You may need to adjust your stance, make it wider or shorter. Pointing the front body toward the wall, straight ahead. Looking out over your left fingertips. This is warrior two. Inhale, raise both arms overhead, straighten that front knee. Exhale, bring the arms back into a T, back into warrior two. Inhale, raise both arms straight up overhead, straighten that front knee. Exhale, bend it back into warrior two. Place the right arm on the right thigh, flip the left palm upward, slowly tilt backwards, stretching your left arm overhead, and you can look up at your arm. This is reverse warrior. Move back into warrior two. Take a breath. On your exhale, place your left forearm on your right thigh, or left thigh, and stretch your right arm overhead. Cartwheel the arms back into warrior two. Straighten that front left leg. Spin that left leg forward so both feet are facing forward. Adjust your stance, make it shorter or wider. Take an inhale, exhale, bring the hands to the hips, and hinge forward for wide leg forward fold. And letting the head drop. You can place your hands on the earth. You can use blocks too to bring the earth closer to you if you need that. You let the head hang. Take your right arm and grab your the outside of your left ankle or your calf or your shin. Then raise the left arm up toward the sky. And you can use your right arm, you can pull on your leg, and this will give you a shoulder stretch. Bring both hands back to the floor. Take the left arm and grab the right leg. Reach that right arm up toward the sky. And you can look up at your hand. Bend the knees as much as you need. Bring both hands back to the floor. You can bend the knees side to side. Take a stretch here. Start to flatten the back, and we'll bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, lead with the chest, and come back up into a standing position. Spin the right foot toward the short edge of the mat. Our right heel is in line with the arch of our back foot. Bend that front knee, bring the arms out into a T. Warrior two. Keep breathing. Inhale, straighten that front knee. Bring both arms up overhead. Exhale, back into warrior two. Inhale, raise both arms up overhead. Exhale, warrior two. The left hand goes to the left thigh. Flip the palm of the right hand upward. Send it back. Reach it overhead. This is reverse warrior. Exhale, back into warrior two. Plant the right forearm on the right thigh and raise the left arm overhead. This is side ankle pose. Cartwheel the arms back up, warrior two. Straighten that front knee, spin it forward. Both feet are facing the long edge of the mat. We bring our arms out to our side. Hinge at the hips. We'll go down into a wide leg forward fold. Use the arms. Placing the arms on the earth. Using blocks again if you need to bring the earth closer. Grab your left leg with your right arm and lift the left arm toward the sky. Plant the hands back down. Grab the right leg with the left arm. Again, using your arm, you can pull on your leg, and this will give you a stretch in your shoulder. And raise that right arm toward the sky. Exhale, plant both hands. Let the head hang. Bend the knees as much as you need. Bring the hands to the hips. Lead with the chest. We'll come back into a standing position. Walk the feet together. Maybe shake the legs out a little bit. Stand again in Tadasana. This next pose is chair pose. So really ground into your heels, bend the knees, send the hips back, raise the arms overhead. We'll hold here for a little bit, keep breathing. Exhale, back into mountain pose. We'll try chair with a twist now. On the exhale, bend the knees, send the hips back. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the right, pushing your hands together. You can also hook your left elbow into your right knee. Release back to center. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees, send the hips back. Hands come to heart center. Twist to the left. And you can hook your right elbow into your left knee. Pushing those hands together to give you stability. And release. We'll come back into Tadasana. Shake it out if you need to. Spread the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We'll prepare for squat. If you like, you can have a block underneath your bottom in case you need some extra support. And the feet can splay out to the side a little bit. Bring the hands to heart center. Exhale, slowly lower down, bending the knees. You can use your elbows to push your knees out. Place your left hand on the mat and take your left shoulder and tuck it underneath your knee. Raise your right arm up toward the sky. Bring that right arm back down. Tuck your right arm into your right knee. Get it in there nice and snug. Lift the left hand toward the sky. Keeping the chest lifted. Bring the left arm back down. Come all the way. You can use your hands to get all the way onto the ground. Sweep your legs to the side and lay flat on your back. Once you're flat on your back, take a good morning stretch. Reach your hands all the way overhead and plant them on the ground. Flex the toes. Bring the arms back down to your side. Plant the soles of your feet on the mat and bend your knees in constructive rest. Grab your block. Lift your hips and slide the block underneath your sacrum. You can adjust your shoulders underneath you. When you're ready, lift both feet off the floor and raise your feet toward the sky, forward inversion. You may want to adjust the block if you need to. It should feel pretty effortless to keep your feet in the air. You can roll the ankles, flex the feet. You can stretch the legs wide if you like. We'll hang out here for a few minutes. Place the soles of your feet back onto the mat. Lift your hips and remove the block. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Give yourself a knee hug. Put both soles of feet back onto the mat. Raise the right leg straight into the air and cross the right foot over the left knee. You can flex the right foot. You can use your hand to push that right knee away, give you a deeper stretch. Raise the left foot off the ground and grab behind the thigh or your pants. You can straighten the left leg all the way to the sky or keep it moving. Plant the left foot back down and uncross the legs. Feet back in constructive rest. Raise the left leg up straight toward the sky. Cross it over the right ankle, the right knee. Flex that left foot. You can also push this left knee away with your left hand. Lift the right foot off of the mat and grab behind your right thigh. You can interlace the fingers. You can keep this right knee bent, or you can raise the foot all the way to the sky. Bring the right foot back down onto the mat. Uncross the legs. Bring the knees in for a knee hug. Grabbing your knees with your hands. Inhale. On the exhale, push the knees away for Appanasana pose. Your arms should be doing all the work. Inhale, bring the arms and knees back. Exhale, push the knees away. Do this a few more times on your breath. This is a good massage for your internal organs. With your knees in a knee hug, pull your right knee toward your left shoulder. Straighten that foot toward the sky, and you can grab the outer edge of the foot or behind the calf for half baby. Pull the left knee toward the left shoulder. Straighten the foot toward the sky. Grab the outside of the foot or the back of the calves. Keep the tailbone on the mat and spread the collarbones wide. This is happy baby pose. Bring the soles of the feet together, still holding on to the outer edges of the feet. This is cobbler's pose on your back. Release the soles of the feet back onto the mat in constructive rest. Bring your arms out into a T. Once you've settled on the mat, slowly tip both your knees toward the right for a supine twist, keeping the shoulders on the mat. If you feel any discomfort, you can bring the knees in closer to your chest in the twist. The head can look down the left shoulder for a more intense stretch, or you can look down the right shoulder, or just keep your head straight ahead. Take the legs back to the center. Slowly twist the knees toward the left. Bring the knees back to the center. Lay the legs flat on the mat. Bring the arms to the side. To prepare for Shavasana, you may like to have a blanket to put under your head or to lay over top of you. I'll let you adjust. Take your time to get really comfortable and relaxed in Shavasana. Take any movements you might need before we settle into Shavasana to get totally relaxed and to prepare for meditation. This Shavasana technique is from Karina Ammersky. Become aware of your body and the space occupied by your body. Feel your connection to the planet beneath you. Take a moment to contemplate how big the earth is. Our Mother Earth is big enough and stable enough to hold all of your weight. So with the next few exhalations, see if you can give her more of the weight of your body. Contemplate how old the earth is. For over 4 billion years, the earth has supported her inhabitants. So there is nothing going on in your life right now that the earth hasn't held up before. She can hold the weight of your body and the weight of your burdens too. So for your next few exhalations, release the weight of your cares and worries to the mother. Let her hold them for you, if only for this moment. Feel the pull of gravity connecting you to the earth. Our Mother Earth holds us firmly to her surface, just as a new mother holds her infant close to her breast. Never in the history of time has anyone fallen off the face of the earth. You are intrinsically connected to her, grounded and stable upon the surface of the earth. You are safe to go inside yourself. She will hold you and support you. Move your attention to the rise and fall of your breath in the abdomen. Begin to notice the moment after exhalation, that pause right before the next inhale begins. See if you can rest in that moment after exhale. The quieter the mind becomes, the quieter the breath becomes, and the longer you will be able to rest there in that moment after exhalation. Yoga Rupa Rod Stryker says that this moment between breaths is the moment between thoughts where we can experience the soul. slowly bring some movement back into your fingers, your toes. Roll over onto one side. Use your arms to push yourself into a seated position. Sit with the back nice and straight, hands on our knees. You can keep the eyes closed. Bring the hands to heart center. Tuck the chin slightly. Take a few moments to notice how you feel. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.